Hello, chat. How are y'all doing today? What can game switch over? Hello, hello. I'm glad y'all enjoyed the music. That first song was a song I kept for myself when I was making the playlist for Bannerfall. It had a good theming to it, but I think it was too much for a stream background music, so I yoinked it and kept it in my saved files. But how are we doing today, chat? Very piratey. It's more like very much like How to Train Your Dragon vibes. Um it's called Sail the Sky. So it does have that piratey feel, but it's also more of that like fantasy-esque to it. Multi-streaming today. I feel that today is Bannerfall, so I would not be surprised if some of y'all are watching. Hello. But yeah, I would not be surprised if some of y'all are multitasking and multi-tabbing on day one SMP, because that would be so fair, honestly. And I missed all the music. It's all good. I can play it again. I can actually play it later. Do I actually have that trident? I do. Okay. Blah. All tabs open, and it's all good. But yeah, no, today, chat, we are back on Island. Again, we're going to do our same casual, do some parkour, play a lot of Battle Box Arena. Battle Box Arena is actually, like, the actual season for Battle Box Arena is, gonna be here shortly. Like, it's actually coming out relatively soon for, like, the proper season for it. So that'll be fun. That means there's actually a bit more competitiveness that we can play into. But that's not until like I think like another month or so. But it's almost here. Might be it's a few weeks to a month. It's not super long. They made a post about it. Yeah, I'm excited, chat. Also, oh, this just reminded me I need to do that real quick. The YouTube VODs. I basically exported out all the VODs. They're uploaded to the YouTube channel. I just need to what's the word? Make them public. So let me put 3 of those. Let me set 3 of those to public right now. Public. There we go, those 3. So far we have everything up until January 13th now. So that gets you up to the peak vampire stream. And then the next 3 will be pretty much all Hightail, Creator Splash event will be the next 3, which I'll probably do later today, just to get those uploaded. 1 million pings. You only get 3 pings. I'm not trying to do it like them all at once. I'm trying to keep it relatively not too much of a spam. And then after today's stream, I will export. I think I just have 1 more and this one that'll be caught up. And then I should try to be consistent with them as much as I can. But yeah. And then other than that, not too much. I have gotten a little bit of progress on the Vampires Harpy Express video. Not a lot because I was doing other stuff. And then I haven't been able to record any YouTube videos yet because people are doing stuff at the moment, so I'm trying to like space it. The escape room might get delayed a little bit to the end of February just because of people doing stuff. But that's okay. It will get done because I put too much hours into the actual project, so Yeah, thank you for all the follows and continuing your stream streaks, chat. I appreciate y'all sticking around. But you know, besides that, personally, I've been practicing a bit more on PvP Club just for sword practice. And it's gotten a bit better. I am winning my duels, but they are to a point where I'm just trading hits at times, which I need to not try to get into that habit, but I'm still winning. But it's Minecraft, you're not gonna be able to, like, not take a hit. So, my other thing is I need to just work on distance, because for some... I don't know if it's ping on that server, but for some reason I never can tell the proper distance a player is from me. But I think that also just comes down to just having it naturally played in that type of play style compared to something like Battle Box Arena, where everyone dies in like 2 hits, where in like an actual PvP sense... I missed that. Whoops. There we go. In like sword PvP or any other PvP, there's armor involved, so combat is longer. But I've been playing like roughly at minimum an hour every night just to keep working on it. And it's been good. It definitely has helped a little bit. Also, my aim, my crosshair's been now so used to like looking up here, right around player head level, that like it drops down a little bit, but I'm now consistently just here when I'm looking around for stuff. It'll drop down a little bit here and there when I need to like do parkour. But for the most part, just instinctively now I've been starting to just have my crosshair more towards player head level, which has been very helpful. It's actually really nice because when people try to like crit because of math and a squared plus b squared equals c squared, the whole hypotenuse logic, my range is far enough to where I can hit them before they hit me. So I've been getting used to doing that more often. So it's been good. Math, yeah. It's the whole, like, if you're lower down than somebody, if you have this, right? So, like, say this is a player, right? If their hitbox is up here, like, that's where they're aiming, and I'm here, I can hit them before they hit me. It's the whole algorithm theorem, yeah. Mentioned, yeah. It's basically that. It's that whole... and stuff where it's pretty much attrition. Yep. You know, I have not even tried practicing any actual, like, specifics of PvP, just because I'm just trying to get my basic skills to a point where once I get those down in a good, proper way, and then I can start focusing on other PvP stuff, but right now, I don't want to, like, try to spread. Ninja Shrew, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome on in. But yeah, like that's the whole goal. And that's why I'm doing Sword, is because Sword has the most basic mechanics. That, like, if you get good with Sword, it kind of lets you not get good at everything else, but have just the foundation to where you can, like, aim better with Mace or Axe. And you can start understanding distance and range and all of that stuff with Sword PvP. So, definitely an improvement. But yeah, I've not done any actual Battle Box Arena recently, because I have just been on PvP Club doing my PvP practice now. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes today. It's gonna break. Can I play Battle Box? I will. I will be. I'll be doing a Battle Box Arena. because that one is more rounds, so more fun in what we get to do. Cool. Well, before that, chat, y'all want to quickly just hear the Bannerfall playlist? Because since I made it. Awesome, yeah. So basically, it's 16 songs. I'm not gonna play through all of them. I'm like not the entirety of all of them. I'm just gonna go over each one just as like a. So this is why I picked this. Yeah, for those who don't know, I'm the one that makes all the playlists. When it comes to like streaming stuff. Of course, Apo and Owen hire people to actually compose music for when it comes to like a specific song for their SMP. But when it comes to like their streams and such, I get asked from time to time to help make playlists for like streamers to have background music and such. Yeah, I've been making the PAL playlist since Strats one, but that one was just because I wanted to help. So. You a Manifold? I don't know. You kind of just get picked. I wouldn't know. I don't know how they've done it. But yeah, so basically, it starts out with Castle Festivities. This is one you probably heard a lot of streamers been using at the start of their stream. Right, this was one that you guys probably heard quite a bit at the beginning of people's streams. It's very, very much so. Again, when I make these playlists for streams specifically, I try to go into the idea that it's gonna be background music, right? So when it comes to background music, you don't want anything that is too like powerful and overarching to where it no, it's default. Nope. It's my default skin. And so like when people have this playing in the background on a lower volume, it's really good for just background noise. It's also a good song, and this is the other thing, because people have timers at the beginning of their stream. It's a strong enough presence to where it fits the mood and gets people invested into the stream while like someone's starting timer is counting down. So it allows that to play into it. Yeah, no, yeah. So I'm gonna say for D&D now. Thanks. Yep. So we have this one, and then we go to the fairy dance, which again is another main title. Can be used as a timer to start a stream, but also it has melodies in the background where if it's turned down enough, it's just a very good natural background noise. On their streams, yes. Yeah. How long is this playlist? It's 47 minutes long. I try to make my playlist as close to an hour as possible, between 45 minutes to an hour. If I can find enough music that fits, because usually by that time, if it's background noise, your brain doesn't sound like stuff is repeating, so everything feels separate. Actually, use it for a session? Yep. So we have that one. Very, again, you probably heard of beginning streams. This was one that's relatively has been recently added to Epidemic Sound because one of the more recent ones. It's called Winds of Atharia. And this one's really, really good for background noise. Because it's just the same, like, it doesn't really change in volume, but it adds so much to just the presence of a background. So, also, sorry, VOD viewers, you aren't going to be able to hear this, unfortunately. because this is only on Twitch. So any YouTube VOD stuff, all the music gets removed from the background, unfortunately. So 007 to the VOD viewers. If you're watching this on Twitch, though, after stream, you'll hear it. But if it's on the YouTube VOD, you won't be able to. But yeah, Winds of Asteria. Really, really good. Very good, like, pacing. So we have that one. And then we go to a bit more of the other thing that I try to do, and this is like just a little like teaching thing, is I try to make every song when it comes to a live playlist. Is it copyrighted? Epidemic Sounds wise, it is, and I don't have a license on my VODs channel for Epidemic Sounds, and so that's why if I had a license on my VODs channel, it'd be easier because then I can just upload the VOD as is. But that's why. So the other thing that I do when it comes to my playlist is every song kind of follows pacing with the previous song before it and for the song after it. So it kind of transitions into each other back and forth. Some get a bit more louder, some get a bit more quieter. And so like then this follows right after. So again, this follows the same like kind of tone and feel with the previous song in the beginning, but then it actually ramps up, which then it fits into the theme of the next song. I make playlists, so like if I'm in an SMP that has like a theming, I'll make a playlist for myself, but also, for example, POW, um, when I did Rats 1, that was entirely just out of like volunteering, just like, hey, Owen mentioned on day one of Rats SMP that they didn't have any non-copyrighted music, so some parts of the VODs might be muted, and so I at the time did freelancing and been using Epidemic Sound for a while, and I'm like, oh, this works. So I made two different playlists for Rats, which then led to me basically emailing POW Creations and being like, here are this. You just need to have a subscription to this website, but they're all here. And I also put them on. I also made them into a Spotify playlist as well to make it easier for streamers to use. So that then led into a bunch of other stuff with helping with making music for or making playlists for Pirates, Rats 2, different series for Owen that he's done individually. But yeah, so Reggie cameo, yeah. So like literally that starting point was kind of just my like helping thing. And since then I've done every music playlist for POW. Really good for atmosphere. Yeah, no, exactly. So this builds up in the atmosphere. It goes up and then down, and then it goes into woodland spirits. Because then it fades out, and then to calm back down the feeling again. It still has that same like energy to it, but a bit more calm. And then yes, I've like my Nestria, I made my own playlist for myself. So we go to that one, and then we go into very, very traditional, like medieval theming. And this is what I was trying to get is a lot of that like lute noise, very bardic-esque tone to it. And so it very much sounds like the transitioning, like if you were to have the cinematics of a bird flying through a city, right, a medieval town, right, this is what you could use for it. That's the other thing is when I do my playlist, I try to think in my head what could these songs be used for as cinematics or moments in different storytelling points. You don't care about the copyright? Yep, exactly. But yeah, like that's the main thing, right? Is I try to make sure all the music can also be put into a way that can be used outside of background noise. So, like, if they need something that is more cinematic, more upbeat for a point or a fight, you could use any of this. Establishes world building, exactly. That's the whole thing. It's to establish a point towards it. So that one's that one, and then we go to pagan rituals. And as you can see, the music has slightly ramped up a bit more and more as each song has been playing through it. Now, the hard part of this is, well, actually, there was two hard parts of this. One, finding music that fits the theming of more medieval fantasy, right? But also trying to find music that doesn't sound too piratey, and also music that I have not used, that I haven't used yet, or that was not in Pirates. This song was not used in Pirates, and it is basically on the cusp between could be used in medieval, but also could be used in a pirate. And so that's the hard part, is trying to balance between not reusing many songs in new playlists, because then things get repetitive. Even though there are a lot of songs that could have been used. I've never composed my own music just because I don't know how to do that. Like, I've learned about it. Like, I've watched people creating music before, but I've never done it myself, so I don't really know how the proper idea of composing would go. Compose music, to be honest. Oh, there definitely probably are. I just never looked into it. Is a thin one. It is very thin, especially when you get a lot of like flute playing. Also, because Pow has done a Pirates SMP, you don't want to have music that sounds very piratey because it will call back to the pirate SMP, which then it will start to be like, was this in Pirates? And then it's a whole other thing. It does sound very piratey, but it very much has that like thin line to go back and forth between the two because of how it is established. I made music better. So yeah, we have pagan ritual, and then we go back to a path. Well, Troden. So again, really ramps up into like the start of a battle, the start of a fight, going beginning into an adventure. So that's what this kind of is. But again, the music ramps up into itself. Each song previously kind of continuously increases that like energy throughout the song while with the pacing. Right? Like we have this because then it ends with this. It ends very, very big crescendo-y like, right? And then we go to a bit more. A bit ramps up even more. And then we go into like full ramp up, going into after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 songs. A musical gradient, yeah, exactly. So again, this one has a lot more higher pitch noise. It has a bit more of an upper beat sound to it. For regular scenes, but big enough for battles or something. Exactly. And so what happens is I'll pick a theme that's entirely just that could be used for background noise that is the place. Because sometimes, if, for example, Pirates, I made like 4 different playlists for Pirates one that was an adventuring one that was like just a calm, relaxing one that was for fighting, one that was mysterious and spooky. Like, though, I made 4 playlists for pirates because of how much stuff could happen in it. That they had what they needed for whatever like theming it was. All right, so we go into this, but then afterwards, right, it builds up again. It's very, very big, and then it dies down, and then we kind of reset everything. So this now resets, and it becomes very, very calm and very, very background noise to fully regain, like realign back to start. And this is just entirely just ambient music. This literally is a genre of ambient music. So it fully follows that like calmness to where you could have this in the background of a stream and it can play just to fill out the empty space, but also reset the playlist again, right? Because if someone needs a song that is a bit more calm, also if someone needs a song that is a bit more like almost ominous in a way, but also still like floaty and relaxing, they could use this. And it still fits that like theming of like I could see this be somewhere in a medieval like D&D or SMP for it, right? It's just for those portions that need everything to be calmed down, because you can't have everything continuously build up for a playlist. Like if death happens, exactly, or if like you just needed like a time to think, or for things to slow down, right? Because you can't have something or a place just constantly build up the entirety of the time, because for an SMP it doesn't always work like that, because things happen, and if they just need to skip the song, the next song right after can kind of reset what they're wanting. The Arc of Lace have done this, yep. Oh, we're still going into it? It's kind of like making a playlist. If you want to do it in order, right, and you're trying to tell like a story or a theming to it, very much is like a movie. You need to have something unless there's a reasoning where you need to come out really, really hard and heavy. You kind of want to like build into it, especially for streams, because unless you're like always going to have the song ready for the like its countdown, you need to have that point, right? So like we've had now this reset, and now it's gonna build up again into the next song, which is called the Guild of Unlikely Heroes. That's what it gives. Yep. So you're an official vibes master. You could say that. All right, so again, this builds, and then it gets a bit stronger, and then it builds into it. Right, but it builds, but it's not super strong, right? And then, again, since it's a build-up, it will then crash itself downwards again, resetting the music itself. I have played Dungeons and Dragons before, yes. And then it just calms down again. And then we go into a circle of stones. And again, I have these here because I need to kind of space out the mood or theming of it. And the reason why you can't have a lot of somber songs next to each other, or like lower pacing songs, especially for a Minecraft SMP, because sometimes angst or sadness doesn't last a long period of time. It might only last a few minutes. So like if they need to like replay a song over and over, then they can do that. They can just set it to repeat. But then also if they need to skip a song, they can just skip it real quickly if it's not in the theming that they have, and it will just go right next to the proper song that they need to. Because again, SMPs are very improv like, so things can happen on a very quick manner. And so having songs that kind of fit in between the two of them work. How long is this place? It's 47 minutes long. I'm not playing I'm not playing the entirety of all of them. I'm just literally just going through it, right? Because then now, after this song ends, right? I don't know why we're saying and then goes up to now Azalea's River is what it's called. And again, this bounces off the previous song. And this is the same composer who made the song we heard at the beginning of stream during the countdown. This is one of their songs that I took from them, because this fit way more into the medieval theme than just the previous one. Oh, and I for D&D, I got it. We're not getting a D&D stream, chat, not anytime soon. It's not never, but it's not anytime soon. Yeah, so basically this, again, right, we have that, which then, again, builds up. And then these last three songs, Monarch, Forever Free, and The Fellowship. Yeah, Monarch, Forever Free, and The Fellowship are all songs that kind of build up more and more. And this song, some of you might know, is actually from my Mynestria playlist. So I had one more song that was a bit calmer, but also still build up enough for these last two songs. Since these last two songs are like the ending points, and so I usually want these last two songs to be stronger, just because it's the end of the playlist. So usually they're towards the end of a stream or midway through something, right? And if they need to skip it, they can skip it really easily. So, and it's not going to be something that interacts with any other song. I believe this was in my Mynestria action playlist for when fights were to happen or to something was to change. This was the songs that were like one of the songs for that. For those who don't know what Mynestria was a SMP that was the predecessor to Termina, which is done by Kyle F. and Caleb J. Polk, and all of them that work on those SMPs, right? So this SMP, Mynestria, was very medieval fantasy, had a skill tree very, very much to that thing, and I got a lot of inspiration for my character and the story aspect from an anime that recently got released at the time called Winstoria Wand and Sword. Really good anime. Season 2 actually is coming out, I think, later this year. So I'm excited for that. But that style of music from Wisteria 1 and Sword, because the music on that anime is amazing. It kind of built my Menestria playlist, which allows me to have other music for future stuff. Right, so we got this, and then we go into Forever Free, which again, built up, dies down. This then builds up again. Getting punched. Oh, Rusty Courage. Hello, Rusty. Oh, we got Rusty, Cece, Ish, Nebby. A lot of creators on right now. Right, so we have this one, which too many celebrities. Which again builds up, not anything crazy, and then dies. And the last one is the Fellowship, which again very, very medieval. And this is the really big ending because there's a lot of build up for like these moments here. And it's packed for MCC. Hey, maybe, possibly, maybe, I don't know. Right, so like all of this, and then it builds up, and then it dies down. And this then can be reset all the way back to the beginning. So that's the whole point. Like these playlists that I do also have a theming to where it is it takes a while. It takes a while depending on the theming of what you are doing. That's the hard part, is how long it takes to actually put together the theme of the playlist, because you can find music very easily for certain things, but it's also quite difficult for other characters or themes. Like, so this one probably took me a day and a half, not consistently trying to find music for an entire day and a half, but very much a day and a half of just IRL time of stuff. Jester Owen, yeah. The Jester Owen one, trying to find Jester music that isn't just circus music, that or is not also just like haunted clown music, can be difficult, right? Because you have to find a certain theme to it. But we eventually did find it. I did find music that would fit into that category. Use ambience while making music? What do you mean by do I use ambience? We'll go Spectre, why not? Like your own playlist. Oh, no. Like when I'm making music, I don't listen to anything else. It will just be dead silent because I try to visualize in my head through the music that I'm listening and picking out what could be happening in those songs that I'm listening to. And again, that's just entirely for like helping with flow. Killed one. I am your teammate. Teammate's fighting someone down here. You're dead. Do we have any health? Probably not. No. Up, and cool. Like I said, PvP Club definitely does help a bit. It has been helping with just accuracy and tracking for Sword, at least, so that's good. Yeah, I also don't use any lyrics in my music. I don't ever use lyrics, and the reason why I don't use lyrics is because if somebody's talking to somebody and there's music starts playing in the background that has lyrics, it kind of overstimulates the conversation for viewers. because they're hearing two different things happening in two different words. So I don't ever use music with lyrics in it. Yeah, it's very distracting. For Battle Boxer, not really. Like it's not. The hovering sparks aren't. They aren't like. I actually hit myself with that, but that's fine. I actually threw that into the wall, but it is what it is. Like, hovering sparks really aren't... Like, you can do it for this, but again, you're hovering, right? And it's such a long period of time where it's like... You can use it to get up there. You could use it to, like, if you need to get somewhere really quickly. Oh, it's just one person off. Feels bad. That's rough. It's never fun in BattleBox to just have people start leaving. Yeah, no, like, most of the time, the hovering spark, like, look. I'm just gonna do this just for an example, right? Let's say I want to get there. I can... You can't even get up. It's so slow and takes such a long time. It takes such a long time that, like, a levitation is way easier. You're just hovering off the floor a little bit, so you kind of want it to get to, like, horizontal movement, not vertical movement. And that's, like, the key thing. You can use it on enemies. So, like, if you're in a fight, you could, like, switch to it and then left-click somebody, so then they'll start just floating in the air. But again, why would you do that over hitting with your sword? Right? Like, that's... Like, that's the whole downside to most of this, right? Is... See, they're Ghost now, they're Inspector, and then they just need one hit, which... I'm just gonna do this. There we go, yeah, like... Like, why not just use your sword? To get it into center? Yeah, like, that's the thing. It's for, like, movement, but it's nothing crazy for movement. It's not anything that's gonna, like, make or break the game. And let's see how my axe critting goes, because I have not practiced this in a while, so I might be a little bit rusty on my axe hits. But we'll see. You know what? That works. Also, I think I made that guy paranoid because I think he saw me launch up over here and I got teleported behind him, so they didn't really know where. But... unlucky. Cool. You will die in one hit, but you just don't have time to cause... I don't know, like, you can cause interference, right? Like, if someone's trying to fill, you can hit them with that so they don't break the block as easy. Like, that definitely could be a way to use the levitation sparks on, like, your opponent. But I think it's better in a group fight, not a 1v1. Unless you're trying to stall for something. Because, again, why not just use your sword? Alright, 8 pulls. Can I get anything good? Nope. 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 Maybe? I think I actually already have that. If you just want to be a menace, yeah, like if you're just trying to if you're in a group of 4 and you all just have levitation and you're just bullying somebody, yeah, like that's what they're kind of used for. It's not really anything else. Have. Da, da, da. Yeah, I have all of them. Oh, back to here. Yeah, I can try playing hero. The jump boost isn't really great unless you're just trying to get to the center on this map. And again, Orb of Harming way better than, or sorry, Orb of Hovering way better than the Spark of Hovering. Just because you can hit it on somebody if they're trying to run away, or if I myself buy it by accident. If you killed you, oh, I didn't see the person drop on me. That's why my teammate cleaned up. That's all good. I thought it was just him left. The range on these effects are actually quite massive. It's actually crazy how big the radius is that you don't realize. Like, this is a 4-block radius. That means from, let's say, this center point right here, or like this block right here, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. From anywhere that block hits, it's basically just a 4x4. So if that's the corner, it's massive. It's a huge radius. That's thank you, teammate. You're gonna get pinched. Cool. Left a little bit of my hits there, but I thought they were pushing forward, so it's all good. Again, I am like PvP club really helpful because genuinely my crosshair placement has been right around the head level the entire time, and so I still whiff my hits a little bit, but like everything's been to like top of body to player head. And it being Battle Box Arena where it's like only 3 hits to kill, way easier to manage. Way easier to manage. Still whiffing my hits a little bit, but that just comes with like just group fighting. So 2 and up to the right here. Again, you see how big that radius is? Really? Go back to PvP Club does have an axe thing to practice, yeah. You can practice axe in like shield PvP. It has a lot more than just something like PvP Legacy where it's only axe. Because I think it's the SMP kit or something like that. I forget which one it is. uses like you have blocks, you have cobwebs, you have water, you have lava. So it's very much an SMP kit, but you do have an axe that you can use to practice like breaking a shield, getting axe crits in. So all right, cool. Six kills, 1 death, 2 assists. I will take it. Oh, we're not done yet. I thought we were. We're gonna go this one's overall better. Crossbow, just useful. The escape room is done. I'm just needing the... See, like, how does that hit them? That's my question. Fair, I thought he didn't have a crossbow loaded. I thought he did not have his crossbow loaded yet. Oh well, that's fine. Still got 2 kills, 3 deaths. And I probably should have reloaded my crossbow after I fired it. But that's all good. It's fine. We learn from our mistakes. Cool. Yeah, so... what is it? The escape room is basically done. I'm just missing... I just need to, like, actually film and record. But people are busy right now, so... kind of need to adjust this time frame of stuff. So what I plan on probably doing is getting a Harpy Express video out first, and then the escape room video. That is the goal, at least. Let's see. Yeah. What escape room? I made an escape room for a YouTube video, and it's all done. I just need to record stuff with people for it, so people actually run through it. Let me do that before I... Can I heal a little bit before this? That's my guy again. Actually, can I make it to my team base is the question. Not really, because... I can now because of that. I'm not gonna push in there when I have 2.5 hearts and they have a crossbow. Well, a heavy crossbow does 4. No, thank you. Also, um, here's a fun thing. Learn quicker hitting. Because of PvP Club. Because comboing. Kind of need to hit a little bit faster sometimes. Especially in, like, just to knock people back and not do the full damage or knockback, but just enough to get them away. So it doesn't do all the damage, but for, like, tight quarter spots in this, it's actually been quite helpful. That almost worked. Oh, that was last guy. Don't worry more. Reach doesn't matter. It does matter. If it doesn't do as much damage. The thing is, you can get a full damage hit in if the charge is at like 85% from what I've read and what I've watched videos on. And so, like, you don't need to have fully charged. You just need it, like, right at that 85 bar. I think there's a way for, like, the charge to be a sword and not a rectangle. I hate how... That's fair. I hate how in BattleBox, though, you can't hit through your teammates. So if a teammate's on top of an enemy, you hit the teammate, it doesn't actually hit the enemy, it hits the person because the player hitbox is in the way. That's one thing that's just unfortunate, because I hit and I heard the whiff on my teammate noise and not the actual hit on the player. Oh, Fatal, thank you for the community gifted sub. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me go to the crossbow again. Like, that's an annoying thing about it. But it is what it is. Oh, I just got knocked into the lava. Oh well. Ooh, they're getting 3v1 rolled. I think I jumped up and I got knocked over. Yeah, my teammate needs to not be that far to help. Yeah. Oh. Yep, and into lava again. Yeah, getting knocked in lava is just rough. He almost killed his own teammate. I did hit the plus goal for December, so we just need February. And then we are good for the 3 things. 3 months. Yeah, so. Let me go right side. I feel like they're just playing in a group, so if we just counter that group play with having more people on one side, it will be helpful. Oh, and I tapped out. I wanted to at least get the kill the trade, even if I was going to die there. Because we still have our top player, and they have their 2 bottom players dead now. So that is why I pushed and still died from the trade, because I didn't want to get into a 2v1 and lose that fight. without at least killing one. That arrow bounced off of him because he took 2 stings. The damage? That's weird. Not kills. Yeah, but the thing was they were already full, and so even if they then ran back here and got healed, my damage would be nothing. It gives damage gives points anyways. It doesn't matter though in a round-based thing. Yeah, damage gives points, but if you still lose the round, you still lose the game overall. I'd rather take a trade taking out their top player and us still having our top player in overall points-wise than getting 2 people low and our 2 teammates not being able to finish it because they get like 2v1'd constantly. Back up. Throw that. Let's heal up. There we go. Play down. More than a team win. In this? I mean, like, sure. We're getting flanked as well. Nope, killed one. But I needed to try to defend mid, unfortunately. More than a team one. I mean, sure, if that's how you want to play, but... I can't rely just only on my play style, because if it was, oh, I did better than my team, but we still lost, in an actual event settings, that really doesn't matter. But however is needed to play, of course. Oh, I thought I chucked it at my feet, but I didn't. I want to chuck that at my feet, then run out, but I chucked it in front of me instead. Oh well. It's all good. I think I pressed the right click before I actually fully aimed it downwards. We still have 9 kills. The 5 deaths isn't great, but overall not too bad. Something about yeah, I told my chat earlier that. That was close. Do we have a teammate dead? We do. Where are they? This is another thing I wish Hero Kit had, was at least something where I can at least look where my teammates are dead, because I don't know where the little icon is. Bro, where's the teammate icon? I have a revive orb. We have 2 teammates that are dead right now, and I can't see where my teammate... Where'd they die? Brother. Blueprints on stream? I don't know. Blueprints... I'm in a point right now of Blueprints where, like, I know where the ending is. I know how everything's at. And so... In the lava? Maybe in the lava. Possibly in the lava. I accidentally myself with that because I stepped into it by accident because I tried to step and then fire. Like I thought they were gonna push, so that's why I popped that sooner. One guy left, all the way up back there. Do I hit them with that? I do, so they're slightly blind momentarily. Hold on. Ah, dang it. I wanted to just break it first, but I also want to see if he was pushing. It's fine, though. I don't know why we pushed for that. Like, you could have just held mid and then just went from there. But... oh, well. Go, go, my scarab. I have all stories on to watch Blueprint lore videos. Yep, exactly. So it's like, I kind of, at this point... oh, it's okay, so it's not that far of a radius then. Good to know. Charge time is big. Oh, and all my teammates are dead now. That's cool. Oh, I thought I knocked him into lava. But we won because I stalled it enough, so there we go. I just need to get a stall in, not so much get kills, but I'll go 14 and 6. What was that? It is insurance. It's so much like... Blueprints is a fun game. It very much is. But also at the same time, I've watched so much of it now, and like I've played through enough to where like I could try to 100% complete it and do whatnot on like quote unquote stream. But at the same time, I know how to do everything, so it's not like a surprise. It's more fun if you watch it from the experience of somebody who has not played it. There's honestly a lot. There's so much to Blueprints that like I know what to do, right? Like, I know how to get to certain rooms and unlock certain things, but that doesn't mean I'll be able to do it just because of how, yeah. It also just doesn't matter because it's like a roguelike game almost in a way, to where you kind of just, hope the run goes well enough for you, right? So you can actually unlock the thing. Because it's more frustrating as well, right? Knowing what to do, but because of a room layout or because of something happening, you can't get any farther with it because you're like, I can't continue this piece without this piece, but I can't get to this piece unless the house layout lets me with the configuration of doors. Right? Like that's the whole thing. So it just gets to a point of like, we have to do this thing, but we can't do this thing because of XYZ yet. And we just need to hope the game lets us do it. And so that's like, for example, that's why I enjoyed watching Owen play it when he did a subathon, because he's doing it entirely blind and not looking for any like hints or answers or anything in that regards. Honestly, I'm gonna go baller this run just to try to get the crossbow because it gives me quick charge. So. Oh, I thought that got him into lava. That does. That kills. And you, we're missing one. Which they are behind. Cool. Alright. DMA got that kill, which is fine though. I'll take the 2 assists. Oh, Nameless, thank you for the sub. For subbing at tier 1 for a month now. I appreciate that. Welcome on in. Thank you for joining the community. Any advice on how to open a Jello cup? That's supposed to be a drink, but I don't have a straw without spilling the Jello juice on me. Fork, a spoon, yeah. If it's a plastic cup, that's like malleable in a way, right? This person is getting bullied right now. And his teammates kind of ran off, so I just pushed in for it. But I have no health now because my teammate took all of it. So, like, also, if it is a plastic cup, like a very, very plastic one that you can, like, bend, you can push the 2 sides inwards, and it kind of makes a funnel, and you can kind of drink the Jello and eat the Jello that way. Like that's another way. You kind of, like, push, if it's a small plastic cup, you push it to make it almost like an oval, which will give 2 points on either end, and you can just drink it that way. You can also eat it. Oh, you just fell into lava. Thank you for that. They are low. Well, not anymore. Wow, I just whiffed all my hits there. That's crazy. That was just a really bad whiff on my part. I knocked them in, but that was just terrible whiffing on my part. Or hand. Yeah, or if you want to be really, really, like, barbaric, use your hands. That's another, if you want to go really, really barbaric, if needed. Just use your hands. There's a lot of different ways you can eat Jello. No, I forgot to switch my class over. Whoops. Hit someone with that. Killed someone with that. Hit someone else. Killed you. I have no more arrows, so I just gotta run in. Okay. That made up for my whiff last round. That made up my whiff last round. Get the drop and kill, and then crit out the other person with only taking like a 1 hit. Without spilling, thank you, chat. There you go. Can I? Oh, I whipped my hit. That's fine. I'll take that. Are you winning? I just went 12-0 and 4 assists, so I'll take that as a yes. Yeah, no, like getting into flow with a sword and like just getting into that rhythm has been really nice, actually, because of sword PvP practice. I'm getting consistent with P-critting. So if someone hits me up, I kind of just hit them back while I'm in the air to get the crit while I'm falling. And then I can go into a little combo, or I've been able to hit people up and then actually track them when they're in the air and then hit them around. It's good. It's not on my side, because my KBS and everything else has been fine. So far, so good. Yeah, no, I just checked my actual Twitch at the moment, and we are perfectly fine with my stuff, so. Random fact. Ooh, what's a good random fact? You know, this is funny. If any of you follow me on Twitter, must be server connections, yeah. If you follow me on Twitter, you might have saw my response to Luann's little Twitter post being like, where to sit on this 12-hour plane flight? And I asked, if everyone's here, who's the pilot? And Luann said, well, congratulations, you're employed. Funny enough, I'm not an actual manned aircraft pilot, licensed pilot, but I am a certified Part 107 drone pilot. People who've been here for a while know this, but some people might not. We've been playing this map a lot lately. So, legally, I am allowed to fly drones commercially. Because if you want to fly drones commercially, you need a Part 107's license by the FAA. So, kind of funny little turn to that. Gonna just take that kill. Like, I like how they made the whole bunker layout here, but like... I wanted to just get them with the hovering. Not big, huge drones. No, I can technically still fly big, huge drones, nerdy. Technically, a Part 107's license is just any drone commercially I'm allowed to fly. I am legally allowed to fly. When it gets to like military-esque drones, that's a different story, because that then becomes like you have to learn other things besides that. But like any drone that is in a commercial use, whether that be for excavating, landmarking, safe and like search and rescue, like anything that is drone that is not a man-made drone. I got hit by the knockback bow from this guy. Yeah, because I usually do smaller ones because those are the ones that I normally fly, because those are like the ones you usually will see for like real estate or that type of stuff. But for like anything else, it really just comes down to that. It's like any drone I'm legally allowed to fly commercially. Like, I remember I was hiking. Oh, this actually is a fun little story. I don't think I've told anyone this. So I was hiking up a mountain to get some like drone footage. Right. And there's no trail to this mountain. I'm basically in the middle of the wilderness. Right. I'm basically practically in the middle of the wilderness. No proper pass. No nothing like that. Okay, calm down. I like the combo, but my goodness. But I'm basically just on this man-made path, because you would have like ATVs, off-roading vehicles, like go through this, right? And I'm hiking, and I have my drone backpack on my chest, and I have another backpack on my back. So I'm just full trucking along, like video equipment, my drone, all this stuff, right? And so as I'm walking, I bunch into a bunch of first responders. That were also walking around this trail. And apparently, a man went hiking and went missing. Hold on. They're still up there. But this person went missing, and it's been like a few days that they have gone like fully missing, right? Oh, dang it. I wanted to knock him off through the other path. Oh well. And so this person goes missing, right? And because of this, they asked me questions like, have you seen XYZ person? Why are you out here? Da, 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 da. Do you, like, so on and so forth. Because again, random, this was a few years ago. It's like high school, like just out of high school student, right? Middle of nowhere with 2 backpacks. And I have to basically explain I'm just getting like aerial photography and video stuff. And I tell them, and I oh, they fell in lava. All right, it's just the guy with the punch. Yep.
know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. He hit me with knockback, and then he comboed me twice. That's all good. But basically, they ask me questions and do everything else. Right. And so I basically tell them, like, yeah, once I tell them about my drone, and they're like, you're certified? I'm like, yeah, I have a drone right here. It can go up to X amount of miles and whatnot. They asked me, and I almost had to help in a search and rescue and fly my drone out to see if I could spot anything. I didn't, because they basically had a helicopter then spot them. So oh dang it, I aimed too far ahead. That just faced through them. Okay. I probably shouldn't have pushed that. I probably should have went back with my crossbow. But I wasn't expecting them to have the sharpness one sword. That's on me, though. Yeah, so I almost had to, but luckily they got a dispatch call saying that they had a helicopter that was able to spot something. So that was a fun experience. They did find the guy, yeah. And that's why I didn't have to do it, because they found the guy. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I need to get used to using heavy crossbow more. Like, I know it's a normal crossbow, so I can't offhand it or anything like that, but, like, still, it's just a strong thing. Also, why did that do 4 hearts and that much damage? Or half. Alright, my crossbow is charged at least. We're over here. Teammate, I thought you had me covered. Thank you, teammate. You actually did have me covered. My banner fall. Basically, I didn't stumble across a missing person. They were trying to find a missing person. I just had to fly a drone around, or almost had to fly a drone. By a high school graduate, I should say. I was like 19, 20 years old, give or take, when that happened. So where's my other seeking orb going? They should be low. They do have healing, though. Okay, cool. 957, I'll take it. Oh, we have one more round, never mind. I thought that was last round, it was not. I do get some pretty crazy encounters in my life. Made me into a Yuri enjoy after vampires. Yeah, again, vampires was Yaoi, Bannerfall now basically is Yuri. So things just happen. And by the way, it's only been 2 people that have been carrying this entire other team, I've just realized. It's one person going 11, one person going 9. A little bit with you there. P crit. Punish crit. It actually saved me. The punish crit saved me. Oh my goodness. So yeah, there's your random fact. Oh, we got another random fact. Honestly, I need to start turning that up if y'all are just getting it now at this point. Another random fact. No, you're all good. What's another random fact? Not me redeeming stuff, please. Let me see. Give me a moment to think about this one, chat. Random fact. Cat pick. No. What's a good random fact? Like, that's the hard part. It's like trying to figure out. Yeah, it's a lot of crazy encounter. I mean, here's just a random fact. Within my time of doing freelancing, I got asked to help take photography and do like videography B-roll for a convention expo about technology and the future of technology and such. And in that, I met Steve Wozniak and got to talk to him for a little bit. If you don't know who Steve Wozniak is, he was the co-founder of Apple with Steve Jobs. So I got to meet him and talk to him for a little bit. So that was cool. We can go this again. Yeah, sure, why not? It was founded by Steve and Steve. Yes, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, yep. Does anything normal happen in your life? Yeah, a lot of stuff. Like today's been pretty normal. Today I get to do back and biceps for workout. And rear delts. And abs, so. That's such a random person to meet. I mean, it's a tech convention center and he was there as a speaker, so. Getting to like. See, this is. I think that's like one of my annoying things about this is anytime someone takes damage in Battle Box, there's like a slight window of immunity to where they don't take any damage as well. So it's kind of sad when you kind of like hit someone with like a harming you shoot them with the bow, but it gets hit by another thing, so the bow doesn't actually do damage to them. It says the least normal person around. I mean, that was something that happened a few years ago. That wasn't anything recent. Steve for Minecraft, Steve for Apple, Steve for co-founder of Apple. A lot of Steves. Right, I seriously missed that. That's crazy. Team is gonna get. What? Okay, thank you, teammate, for running away after that fight. Steve Wozniak, yeah. If your name's Steve. No, my name isn't Steve. Who would you say is the most famous person that I've ever met? Uh, that I've ever met. I mean, like, that's a very weird question to ask because, like, being in the content space, for example, right? I've met a lot of different. What happened? What has happened? That's my question. What has just happened? Okay, and my orb just okay. I got 4 people there, and one of the most confusing fights I just had. Outside of like the end, yeah, because like I could be like, I know I've met Tubbo, I've met Quackity. Those are pretty famous people, but like outside of like my content space, the CEO of like one of the largest companies ever, yeah, like. I really don't know. Like, someone more famous than Steve Wozniak. That's why I'm wondering, like, do we... I'm just gonna do that instead. I wanted to save at least one more. That's fine, you're just one hit, so I don't really worry about you too much. It's you I need to worry about. Actually... gonna do that just to force. How did I miss both those hits? That's my question. There's just one guy, and he's just flying around. Like, yeah, if I met a president, that would be something. But I have not met a president. Yeah, Cub has met Obama, and I think Bill Clinton because Cub has done research papers and such. So that makes sense. People that I've met before, Zen, like famous people that are outside the industry that I've worked in. Like that's kind of the... I don't want to get 2 tunnels visioned. That's why you don't get 2 tunnel visioned. Okay, I don't know what was happening with my crossbow, but I was like loading it and it just was not loading. Because every time I loaded it, I think I kept getting ghost loaded. Or I wasn't charging all the way. You'd like to meet? Anyone outside the industry that I'd like to meet? Like outside of the gaming sphere in general? Like celebrity-wise? Hmm.
I don't know if this would. Yeah, no, like I don't know. Maybe they aren't like super big. Okay, actually, technically, if it's outside of the gaming sphere but still in like the industry, technically like the cast of Critical Role, Matthew Mercer, and all of them would be really cool to meet. They're now a ghost. Okay, you just sure. And they're all dead because one person DC'd. Okay, cool. So like them would be cool. Brandon Lee Mulligan would also be really cool to meet. Alex, I believe it's you, right? He's a very like hold on. Alex Lee. He's another voice actor that really good. Does a lot of good characters, and he would be cool that I would want to meet. I don't know. There's not really like big celebrities that I want to like meet. You know? What score did I go there? I went 10. Okay, cool. I really wasn't paying attention how many kills I was getting that round, so I don't really know what I went. Oh, Kumazune, nice. But yeah, no, like Critical Role would be cool to like meet with them and talk to them. What do I want to play here? I'll go Hero. I think that'd be cool. I think it would also be cool to like meet and like talk to the like a K-pop group just to see how their like actual life is outside of like what their daily life is. I think that'd be interesting. Okay, calm down. I'm gonna just heal up real quick. Alright, I know one of my teammates are dead right now, but I don't know where. Oh, they're right there. Welcome back, teammate. Nice. It's just one more. We can then fill that. I don't know where the other person's at right now. Oh, they were just up there. Yeah, I don't know. Like it'd be interesting to see, like, like spend a week with like BTS just to see how they do and like what their daily routines are, and just like talk to them. Because I don't know, like the K-pop world is so interesting, especially when you get to that like degree of profession. Because they are one of the biggest K-pop groups in the world. So I don't know. That'd just be something interesting. What's my favorite campaign? Ooh. I think campaign 2 has been one of my favorites. I liked campaign 1 a lot, but campaign 2 has just been really nice. Teammates running into a fight. That. Thank you, teammate.
Oh, it's just this one poor lad running. Yeah, that's... I don't know. That would just be something that'd be interesting to, like, talk to and meet. Because I'm about to make some. I'm actually keeping up with. Yeah, like, the most recent Critical Role, I haven't been able to keep up with a lot just because I've been doing stuff, but when I have time to, like, run through to see what they've been up to, it's been good. I've been enjoying it. Dude, I don't know why this game felt so much longer. I thought we had a healer. Or did they already use the... Okay, well... it's fine. The big cast, yeah, because they're doing, like, basically multiple... It's almost like multiple different campaigns from different POVs, but it's all within the same campaign. It's really cool. Alright, they're missing one person at the moment. Hold on. I thought I just saw a sword, that's why I waited for a second there. Yep, I did. It's so hard to see the sword in a group of people. It's so hard to see the one sword in a group of people. My goodness. I'm trying to hit the sword, but I keep hitting teammates. Vox Machina vs. Mighty Knight. That one shot that they did, I think my favorite thing that Critical Role has done, like, some of my favorite episodes to watch Critical Role, is when they do, like, it's the big free-for-all battle royales they use for characters. Of their characters from different campaigns. Like, there was one with just only campaign 1, of course. But then when they did Vox Machina vs. Mighty Nine, and they went back to their characters and, like, amped them up, it was just fighting each other. I love just D&D massive brawl fights. Because they're big enough maps where no one's, like, going over people's, like, toes or, like, automatically just getting into scrimmages, right? That's a little weird how that person hit me when they weren't even looking at me, but okay. But that, though, super, super fun and enjoyable. Like, yeah, Vax at that level and being able to, like, just constantly dodge damage, so much fun. So much fun to watch and, like, see, because rogues at level 20, you can't kill them. It is so hard to kill them. Ghost in Simeon 9. Like, I remember one of the coolest ideas in D&D, right? Is because you can basically just do whatever. Is when they basically... Vax was in a small room, and there was a chest in that room that he got a health potion. And so they casted basically a massive fire attack into the small room that he was in, and so he hid in the chest and then rolled for dexterity because it was a dexterity save. And of course, like, D&D logic, because he's a rogue and has uncanny dodge and negates all damage if he succeeds the dex save and whatnot, they basically described it as he hid inside the chest. So they wouldn't So he described how he hit in the chest, and all the fires blew around the chest, and it didn't get destroyed. We're talking about just like moments in D&D. It's like perfect flavor text. It's so good of how like in D&D you can describe the things you want to do in such a fun way to make it make sense. Okay, we're probably gonna get rolled because it's most likely a full stack of 4 people in a VC talking. So let's just try not to just lose too much. That's just kind of my goal right now. I thought they weren't even on I thought they were all on the first floor, not on the second floor. Yep, my teammates are gonna get rolled. Oh yeah, no, D&D, I love when they actually add like visual stuff as well as describing it, because it makes it a lot easier to like see what's happening. So like battle mats and everything, really cool. Well, I am just whiffing hits right now. They should be dead. Yes, they are. Cool, thank you. That's my one issue that I have is... Why are... Okay, we're just playing a game of defend mid. My one issue is whenever I'm up behind somebody, I don't know why, but like I whiff my hit more often when I'm trying to sneak behind them and kill them than actually head on, and I don't know why I do that. I think I'm close enough to where I then whiff the hit, because distance, because they're running away, so I try to crit, but because they're one block then away from me, it's actually out of reach, and so I need to actually run closer than what I think I need to. Okay, I thought they killed me. No, their teammate killed me that was still in the room. I thought they hit me from up here when I was here, and I'm like, that's the craziest range of degree. Again, they're just rushing to fill, so I guess we have to just play around point then. And then go from there. But I guess that makes the most sense. Like, I guess we need to run into mid instead of on the outside of right. That makes sense. You know, yeah, I can go D&D. I can go D&D and place it on mid. Because I feel that's what's just going to happen. TNT that I don't want to get into. Thank you, teammate. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, we just have to play around mid. That's literally the entirety of it, is just trying to play around mid at this point. It's not gonna be anything crazy, but yeah, it's fine. I don't have much util besides TNT, and I can't really... Alright, cool. But yeah, like... Let's see, our critical role. It's just the shortened wording for them. It's gonna force them to use their healing early. There we go. Cool. Didn't get to use much util there, but like, this is not... I mean, I can chuck the knockback into the middle, and I hope it doesn't actually hit my teammates, because I have no idea if it does or not, and just play it that way. But yeah, this is a game of making sure they don't fill mid. So I can't really be too aggressive, because if I do and I kill them, but my teammates die on mid, we're still gonna lose the round. There's one more, but I don't know where they are. Oh, we punched them off all the way down there. I see. Got it. I think the knockback orb just sent them flying that way. I got 5 assists, which isn't terrible, but why does Bravo lightsaber? It's because it's a skin for MCC. You can get weapon skins on Island now. Galaxy, thank you for respawn for 6 months at tier 3. Gs. 26 months in total. I appreciate that, Galaxy. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to change. I didn't want this one. I wanted the other one. Oh well. Like, they're all the way over there. They aren't. There we go. Cool. My teammate, Derpold, is going 12-2, and you know what? That's fine. I don't need to be the person that tries to get the most kills. I just need to be a person who defends. You know what? We're also... You know what? TNT acts, because why not? Why not? We can also defend mid with even more TNT now. Which, technically, if I do this, kill the person with the gear, the gadgeteer person on their team, and then... Oh, dang it. That's all my goal is. I'm just trying to defend with TNT, but they are forcing, like, rush push super, super hard because they're losing. So that's why I need to just rush push with TNT myself. And dude, I want to make a cannon, but I don't think the cannon range will actually go that far. I think it will land right on where the red is and not where that is. So I think if I actually run on the outside, if I run... Actually, I have an idea. Because what tends to happen is this person will continuously try to run forwards. They will then continuously try to heal, right? Very cool. Yeah, not a lot of kills, but I got 8 assists, and you know what, I'll take that. It's not a crazy game for me, not anything spectacular. We still won. Teammate went 18-4, so he popped off. But definitely need to get used to fighting around mid and deal with mid pushes more often, because I don't do that enough. But you know what, I'll take the 8 assists. It was a good learning experience. And I think I already have this token. Yep, I do. Okay. Man, it's so hard to get all the tokens you're wanting. It's really, really difficult. Oh, yep. Again, they're on a full squad. They're just on a full squad doing stuff. I don't want to play this, though. I mean, I can go sharpshooter. Try to get this one again. Deal with range. I only get 7 arrows. I just have to make sure that I'm actually hitting my bow shots is my thing, while also making sure I don't... How did that miss? See, and that's why I did that. They are low. Cool. What I'm really trying to do right now is... Cool, thank you, teammate. I'm trying just to defend mid right now, because now that I know that they are trying to push closer to mid more often, I just need to cover that. What's the best kind? You said best kid, but I guess you're saying kind for growth. Like, I don't know what that... Start floating everybody. Yeah, that's... The orbs of hovering are nice, because it kind of forces that. Dude, my arrows were just not going in the direction I was wanting them to go into. Yeah, someone is there. I don't even care if I fell. I just wanted to trap them into the room and just get them stuck there so they have to turn around. Oh my goodness. My hands are shaking and I whiff every time. Again, you kind of just have to get used to it. Like, the shaking and the nervousness is just your body not getting used to the, like, someone pushing and, like, putting pressure. So, playing a lot helps. I know I had an issue where I would, like, sometimes shake and whiff my hit, but it's gotten better the more you play. Running away. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm not doing too much right now. I'm kind of just helping with aerial, like, range damage and support and stalling. So, nothing too crazy on my part right now. But we now got more arrows. We got double the amount of arrows we have, so we can fire a bit more. Can't live long enough to play. So that's your first thing. So just try to figure out ways to survive. Like whether that playing slower, playing farther back, using a bow more often. You're done. You're dead. I'm kind of anticipating where the arrow shots are gonna go. Yeah. And doing that. Because this kit, kind of crazy. You can throw stuff at people, yeah. Then try getting used to playing baller more often. And just getting better at throwing the orbs everywhere. Yeah, no, because this kit, basically, every time you hit them with glowing, they take 3 hearts, but then if you hit a glowing enemy with an arrow, it consumes the glowing effect, and you do an extra 1.5 hearts. And you have a heavy crossbow, so that does 4, so you're basically doing 6 hearts of damage. You're doing 4.5 plus 1.5. So you're doing 6 hearts of damage, right? Yeah, that's math. You can basically just one-shot somebody if they have glowing on them, which these then also count as glowing. And also the benefit of glowing is my teammates can see where they're at. So they can't, like, hide. Like, that's the useful part. Do you have something to do with the tunes and Manifold? I'm just reading chat. Yeah, I make all the playlists for POW. So when it comes to streaming stuff, I make playlists, and then creators with a license to Epidemic Sound can use those playlists. So that's why. So if you've heard it from like Owen's stream or Scott's stream or anyone else, and it's all like the same music, it's because they're using the playlist that I make. Now, of course, they don't have to. It's entirely voluntary if they want to use it and or buy a subscription to Epidemic Sound. But yeah, no, it's great. So I Am Music, yep, and it's both on Epidemic Sound and Spotify because I know a lot of streamers use Spotify as their like music track. So instead of them trying to have a separate browser track, I'll also make the playlist after making Epidemic Sounds. I'll find all the music on Spotify and make a playlist like that. So there's also a Spotify version of the playlist as well. So nice and fun. Taking a little break from PvP right now. Just to do some parkour and movement. But yeah, chat. Coming up in February, we might be getting some build streams because I'm gonna be helping with a build project, and I was told I was allowed to stream it, and so they confirmed that it will be most likely happening in February. So we'll get away from the island and PvP stuff on streams and probably go to some build streams to like build and hang out with people. So that'll be fun. We get to use Axiom again. Which, by the way, learned this recently with Axiom. It's not free for multiplayer use. For single player use, it's fine, but if you use Axiom on a multiplayer server, Mulberry just has a, like, their developers have a thing to where you have to pay a subscription. It's like $8 a month. Or you can have a server, have a server subscription where anyone on the server can then use Axiom, so it's not just individual. The server one, again, is more because it's a whole server. But it's a monthly thing that you pay to use Axiom online, like multiplayer stuff. And like, of course, you can also message them to get like a try. Like, you can also message their Discord and ask for like a 30-day like waiver, to where again it's another 30 days where you don't have to do something if you're just doing like a little project and such. If you're not doing it for like commercial use or anything like that, that's the reason why the main reason is because it's like people use Axiom on a commercial use basis, and so to continue to pay the devs to keep Axiom going, it's a fee of like $8 a month to whoever's using it. Or if you are using it on like a build server or you have a build team, there's like, it's a bit more expensive, but you can have everyone on the team habit-wise, which was interesting to learn. I understand why they're doing it, but also it's a little yeah, I built the whole map in totally with free trial. Exactly, like, it gets a lot of the building done faster, and it's a great tool. And like $8 a month isn't that bad, especially if you're doing it commercially, right? Because like, for example, that's just another tax write-off for me now, to where I now spend $8 a month on that subscription, which is now a tax write-off because I use it for my videos, which like I'm okay with, right? So it's just interesting to like realize that midway through. But yeah, still a great mod though. Just don't do taxation chat. Well, no. So here's the thing, right? We're gonna get a little bit of like we're gonna get into the gray area for U.S. taxes, right? If you are a very big creator and you have an accountant, it's way easier to do taxes, of course. But what's hilarious is when the creator has to explain to the accountant why XYZ is a tax write-off. So, for example, Ludwig, right? Let's take Ludwig, for example. Ludwig has done videos where it's his chat uses his credit card to buy X amount of money or X amount of stuff on stream, right? all those products that were bought on stream, tax write-off. No matter how goofy or weird it was, it's a tax write-off because it was used in a form of content to make content out of. And that's the benefit of being self-employed, is a lot of things that you use for your job and your career, as long as you can justify it reasonably and have the proof and evidence that it was used in the content, it is a tax write-off. Like, for example, right, me buying a bunch of Creo cards of MCC, all the MCC Creo cards that I opened on stream, keep in mind, all those cards that I bought, tax write-off. Because I opened them on stream as a tax write-off. So they can be counted as a tax write-off for 2025. It's kind of crazy. It really is. The U.S. tax system is so gray because of how it tries to say things that can and cannot be done, because that's be all like written in law and everything, and so people kind of get around with a bunch of other stuff. It's like, for example, when there is something new that can generate revenue, sometimes it's not taxable, and you just get the profit for free. So for example, early crypto, people making millions of dollars worth in crypto, right? When it was first a thing, it wasn't in a tax code. So a lot of people that were making money off crypto didn't have to pay for it in taxes. Yeah, so here's the thing, right? Every creator that goes to a TwitchCon or a convention, right? It doesn't matter if you're even on the panel. How do you just casually know this? Because I'm an adult and I was looking into it. And the other main thing was I took an economy class in high school, and we were talking about just like economics and whatnot, and it was told to us, right? But so, for example, right, Nerdy brought up a good point. TwitchCon, or any convention a creator goes to, even if they are on a panel or not on a panel, a lot of those creators can write all that off as a tax write-off. And the reason why, even if you are not participating in the actual panels themselves, is because it is business. You are meeting other creators, and you are talking business with them, whether it's just meeting them in person, talking about ideas, whatever. Those can be considered business trips, which then can be considered tax write-off. So networking, exactly. It's generally it's under the networking situation for business, right? So your plane ticket, your con tickets, your place where you're staying, where it's an Airbnb or your hotel, those are all tax write-off. Anytime you buy food, anywhere you buy food, if you can itemize the receipt, that is a tax write-off. Every Uber you pay for, every time you took the tram in San Diego or in Europe, anything that you were there between those dates of you networking and doing business stuff, even if it's for an hour of just networking, anything throughout the entire of the day, you can put that as a tax write-off. Now, you still have to pay for it. Basically, for those who don't know what a tax write-off is exactly, a tax write-off is you still pay for those things, but at the end of the year, if you make money, you can deduct those costs from your expenses, which means you pay less to the government, or none to the government, because you actually make less than what you're supposed to be earning. So that's what a tax write-off. It doesn't mean that it's free. You still have to pay for it. But when you when you do your taxes the following beginning of the year, like for example, when I do my taxes this year, I will then have to I can go back through TwitchCon, look at all my receipts, look at all my charges, and be like, these things are tax write-offs. Like, again, also keep in mind, I'm not telling y'all to go do this. I am not a financial advisor. This is just things that I have learned about as I've entered into this career. That a lot of things can be tax deductible as long as you can properly justify it to the tax code and the systems. Yeah, Shep has a finance degree. If you want to learn more about finances, Shep fully's got you covered on anything taxes. Yeah, of course I'm not taking responsibility from this. This is things that just like have done for me because I am a self-employed worker. I am a 1099 employee underneath YouTube and Twitch. Like, you know what? You know what's even crazier, right? I can't do this, but for creators who have homes, right? If a creator is living somewhere and paying money, whether it's renting or a house, I think also renting counts included. Again, don't quote me on that. They can take their mortgage payment, their monthly mortgage payment, or their rent, and they can deduct it if they work from X amount of space inside their home. Because then they treat it as an office space, which then office spaces are counted differently in the tax code, which then can be deducted. Yeah, technically you could write off your electrical bill, yeah, because again, it comes out of, again, accountants would know more about this, but you possibly could. Anything that would go into making content as a creator. It depends on myself an entrepreneur. I would say yes, because I want to try to invest and push things and do that type of stuff. But not in like the general speak of like investing in big projects and whatnot. It's very, very weird when you consider an entrepreneur. But yeah, so that's the thing. There's so much weird things in US tax code that allows you to just not pay as much taxes. And it's interesting. You sell a product, content, make a sale, add revenue and subs. Basically, yeah. Like my product that I sell is the entertainment of what you guys are watching right now. Basically, this is a form of entertainment. My YouTube videos are a form of entertainment. It's things that a viewer would watch and people would want to either pay for or companies want to sell advertisements on to market, because it's basically it's like television. It's very interesting. And see, US tax code's great and all. It's super nice on the freelancing side of stuff. But also at the same time, I would love if I just got something in the mail that says how much I actually owe to the government. And then go from there. Because European countries can do it. Why can't we do it with on top of our tax codes? Because what do you mean I have to figure out how much I made per month, how much I earned, and then give you all my deductibles, and then you tell me how much I own. But you also know how much I own roughly because the companies that I get paid, you send their forms, so they kind of keep track of it. Why can't you just be like, here's how much you owe at the moment. Now put this in with like your social security number, and then deduct what you have as business expenses, and then we'll convert it for you, and then you can do, and then that's your final number. Why do I have to figure out the first number before I deduct everything else? Like, we can make this so much simpler. We're in the year of 2026. Also, by the way, chat, heads up, February 9th, it's a Monday. I most likely will be late to stream on that day. How late? I don't know. Because I'm getting my passport on Monday. On that day. Well, I'm basically going in to apply for my passport because I technically need to get a new one because my last passport I had when I was like 10, and so I'm now a legal adult. So okay, so I was late. Yeah, so I need to go sign papers, take a photo, and then go from there. TwitchCon, perhaps? Possibly TwitchCon Europe. There is a possibility I go to Europe this year for the first time. So, not a guaranteed, but it is definitely a possibility. Next 10 years at least, yeah. It's definitely TwitchCon EU possibility. Probably like a 70% chance right now, I would say. Unless some things happen in the world. But I've hypothetically figured out my flights. I have hypothetically figured out how much I would have to pay. And so on and so forth. But it just comes down to I hate traveling. Like, I don't mind it with people, but also I hate traveling. Like, you're telling me I have to take a flight that's roughly 12 hours on a plane and arrive at Amsterdam. Luckily, I'd be flying with people. And then you have to take a 40-minute train ride to Rotterdam to get on a tram to then get to the place of our destination. Like, I can nap. I can sleep through most of that. That's fine. The one issue that I'm in my head is like, right. Basically, I have to keep in mind when I am leaving Rotterdam, whenever my plane departs, coming back to the US, It's not like, okay, we just gotta get to the airport first. It's, no, we gotta take a train first to get to the airport. And then that airport then flies me to another airport, which then I have to land somewhere, have a 2-hour delay, or sorry, layover, and then I get back home. And the thing is, I am flying with the sun at that point, so that day's gonna feel so long. Yeah, being in the place is worth it. It's fine. Like, I don't mind that. I would, if they could figure out a way for teleportation, just so we can teleport from one airport to another, and it costs a bit more, and it's safe to use, sign me up. You saved me 13 plus hours there in an instant. We have on a microscopic level. Yeah, I know on a microscope we have, but like I'm talking human level. We're 1% the way there. Like, I don't mind plane rides. I'm fine with plane rides. It's just how long the plane is. In my head, I'm like, I just know if I want to keep myself occupied for that long, I need to bring something with me. I need to bring something with me. Yeah, I know download read books, but like you can only watch a movie for so long, right? I need to physically do something as well to keep my mind stimulated instead of just watching a movie. Like I don't mind watching a movie here and there. I just need to play a game or do something to pass the time. I honestly thought about seeing if my DSi works and starting a fresh like Pokemon Black and White, or like getting a Pokemon game and just starting it all over again. Because I have my DS and my DSi, they are just not charged. I would just have to figure out how. You know, it'd be really, really fun. Being able to get like a ROM hack of Pokemon and that puts it into like a randomized Nuzlocke. Randomized abilities, randomized Pokemon into a Nuzlocke theme of it. And trying to play the game that way. That would be fun. Favorite Pokemon? I have a lot of favorite Pokemons. That's the thing. I have a lot of different favorite Pokemons. Like, a lot of them are fighting type, but that's just different versions of fighting. What if you choose one? Ooh. See, because I'm like, there's Urshifu, there's Marshadow, there's Lucario, there's Phalanx, there's Annihilate. And I don't really know. Because, like, my first ever favorite Pokemon was Lucario. Like when Lucario was first like revealed, that was my favorite Pokemon for the longest of time. That we made on stream, yeah. Mimikyu, great little guy, right? Like, there's a lot of good Pokemon that are like good designs. Like, I love Phalanx because the concept is just like it's Phalanx is just one of them, but the Pokemon shows it's just a group of them because of a Phalanx, right? And so I love that design. I love Phalanx. They're super super cool. But then there's also Marshadow, which is a ghost fighting type. Same with Annihilate, ghost fighting type. Cool typings, strong typings, cool designs. So it's like, what type would you specialize in? See, that's the hard part. I don't know. I think most likely fighting, just because of all the fighting type Pokemon that I like. Because you go like Lucario, Phalanx, Annihilate, Marshadow, like another one. But really don't know. Steel types are cool. Like King Gambit is such a cool evolution to Bishop. Like that is such a cool design. I'm also waiting for Pokemon to release the next Eevee evolution. Huh. You know? Is this your right? I think so. Sister is also a really good Mon. Such a good design. Also, putting an Eevee light on that thing. And then there's also Duraludon and the evolved form of Duraludon, which is a cool design. EV2B. Honestly, I think either Dragon or Ghost type. Where'd they go? Oh, there you are. Oh, I got hit from behind. That's fine. Dragon Eevee would be cool because you can still work with it into like it holds a dragon scale. It has to be holding a dragon scale to evolve into an Eevee at a certain level, right? Like you also have to remember like each Eevee has a reason to evolve, right? So like it needs to be something like that, I feel. Pokemon, it literally is the same thing. Okay, well. Yeah, I'm dealing with... God, I'm dealing with 2 people with crossbows and my teammates aren't getting any kills. I still like game now, so I doubt that'd be how... You can still get one, though. If it's a strong Eevee, it'd be fair. Like, again, they can implement a way to get said dragon scale. Like, I feel like that could be something. A A ghost type Eevee would be interesting. I feel like that would be cool. I'm trying to figure out ways, right? Figuring out proper ways for Eevees. Getting tracked by this little guy right there. And they just went to Viz. I really would want... to know. Like, I'm getting my drop hits on. It's just... Can't do much when teammates are just getting rolled. So I guess I can't teleport. I actually have to fight them. They could get one without another rock. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, trying to... There's always some gimmick to an Eevee. Bug Eevee could be something. I don't know. A Ghost Eevee also seems interesting. Like, the concept of an Eevee actually... I gotta help fight with my team. But yeah, no, like, I don't know. Toning down niche evolution methods. You had to pick up how many coins for Gimme Ghoul up on those towers to evolve into a Golden Go, and then also, what was it with Bisharp? You had to, like, kill X amount of Bisharps to find something, and then also walk around. Palmon was like 1,000 feet for Palmon to evolve. I've never done a Nuzlocke, but I've watched them before. Oh, that just sent me flying that way. I hit them with the... with the orb. That's so funny. Literally everywhere and a pain to find. Yes, they were. Pokemon, I forget what it's called. Scarlet and Violet. That Pokemon... literally had so many different unique ways of evolving stuff. So, like, at least 3 different ways to evolve 3 different Pokemon, and I think there also could have been more. That's fine. I'm really trying to... Yeah, I was on 1 heart. I kind of whiffed my hits there a little bit, but that's fine. I'm going 9 and 5 right now. Like, I can't do much more than that, unfortunately. Maybe if I was able to kill them before they ran up the thing, but then we would have another 2v1. You know, I never actually played Nuzlocke, would love to at some point. Personally, a randomized Nuzlocke would be better. I feel doing a full randomized abilities, randomized Pokemon Nuzlocke, and playing it through that way would be enjoyable. But I don't know how to set that up. I would have to figure out what I would actually need to do that in the first place. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like just randomized Nuzlocks are better. Like, once you've played the Pokemon game a few times, just randomized Nuzlocke feels more enjoyable because it's always something different each time. Randomized abilities, randomized Pokemon, randomized items. Not so much moves, because moves are too much random. And then you can also like turn it into a hardcore Nuzlocke if you really wanted to, and you couldn't use items while you're in fights. They all ran that side. I missed my jump. Oh, thank you, teammates, for getting them low. Slacking with huge power, yeah. Like, you can get some pretty crazy combinations, and honestly, I probably want to do a newer Pokemon game randomizer. And not the most newest one, because, like, the newest one's cool and all, but the playstyle is weird. I don't like the battle mechanic of it. It doesn't feel like Pokemon, in my opinion. But, like, up to Scarlet and Violet, doing randomizers like that would be fun. Yeah, Legend games are different. I don't know. This one just feels weird. Like, because it's a battle. Like, you actually battle, but it's not like the traditional sense of battling. And for Cowboys? Possibly in the future. The Cowboys escape room was way before even Cowboys even was a thing. That was just for a fun idea. I don't know, maybe later this year for like the 1 year of Vampires, I make an escape room and bring back like different people, different cast members to like an Oakhurst themed escape room. I need to... I thought he was flying there. Oh well, he didn't. Racing all the way? Maybe. Who knows? And... Boop. I took too long to line that up. Where are you running to? You're full health at the moment. Oh, dang it. I didn't think you had a sword. I thought you only had a crossbow still. I've heard so many fables of MCCI hide and go seek. That won't have to be a custom plobby stuff for MCCI hide and seek. That is what that is. Since they won that, they're running the exact same thing. Yep. You know what? I'm actually going to chuck that in there for now. Kill the healer, so the healer doesn't get anything. You guys are low. I'm just going to chuck that there, throw that in there. Because this is... That's why I waited. Okay, cool. I want to see if anyone's going to run out, and someone did. So, there you go. 12, 1, and 3. That wasn't that difficult to fight. But, oh, we saw one around. Duh. I always forget, it's not when everything's full, it's whoever gets the center crown first. No, yes, I mean, there's no such thing as a late hour to a stream. You're right on time where you need to be. "12 kills, 3 assists, 1 death. Not too shabby." Okay, cool. Alright, it's just the guy flying in the air who's up there now. There you go. Alright, 13 kills, 4 assists. I will take that. As our last game of the day, I will take that. That was good. Much better. Yeah, Battle Box is weird. Sometimes I do well, sometimes I'm like off in my game. But I'm getting more consistent though, getting up in those higher kills when it's just a chill vibe. PvP has improved. I can definitely say that. I'm not 100% better, but definitely more consistent. I think we've had like 2 bad games today. But that ain't too shabby. You know what? There we go. Cool. Alright, we'll do this. We will do the bell. And then we will call it for today, chat. And then I'm going to send you all to someone who's doing Bannerfall. If people are still alive for Bannerfall, because I'm assuming some people are. So. That will be the goal. Alright, let's go do belt. Luann's still alive? Cool. And then we might go right into Luann. Came from at least one. Awesome. Alrighty, chat. There it is. For those who are new here and don't know what we were doing, this is the sellout bell. It is the bell that Technoblade used during all his streams to basically sell out and make money. We continue that tradition here at the end of stream and sometimes during mid streams, depending on what we are doing, in a fun way of raving by spamming bell, playing hype music, and so on and so forth. You don't have to give subs, you don't have to give bits, you don't have to do anything like that. If you want to make this experience feel more like the old way of the traditional sellout bell, you can, but again, you do not have to. This is entirely just us having fun and raving and just doing all that. So with that being said, chat, I want you to all be spamming bell. I'm also, for those who don't know, I will be doing the whole Prime spiel just because it's fun. But yeah, anyways, let's enjoy this fun bit of bell. Hold on. Alrighty, chat. You know what time it is today? It is time for the bell. And you know what that means? If you have a Prime sub, chat, you can use it right now on any of your favorite Twitch streamers. It is basically free money that you have that you can give to either me or anybody else. You just have to sub and check to make sure you have a Prime sub, chat. It's basically free money you're taking from Amazon Prime. With that being said, I want y'all to be spamming bell. I want y'all to be spamming one of us in chat because we are here to have a good fun time. Bell, 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 bell. Chat, I want to be spamming bell. I want to be spamming one of us's. I want to see the entire feed on my screen right now constantly going so fast that I can't read anything. That's what I want to see right now. Also, Ghost Podcast, thank you for the follow. As well as Umin and Magma Moo, thank you for the follows. I appreciate it. Let's see that, chat. There we go. One of us. One of us. Pamby, thank you for the follow. Falling Frog, thank you for the follow. One of us, one of us, one of us, one of us. Bell, 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 bell. One of us, one of us, one of us, one of us, one of us. One of us, one of us, one of us. Bell, 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 bell. All right, chat, you got like a minute left, roughly 1 minute left. And remember, if you have a Prime sub, you can use that here or anyone else that you want to, chat. But again, keep spamming. You guys are doing wonderful. Bell, 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 bell. I Apple Dive, thank you for the 2 community gifted subs. I appreciate it. Bell, 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 bell. And Sunrise for a Bird, thank you for the follow. Bell, 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 bell. 40 more seconds, chat. One of us, 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 one of us. Bell, 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 bell. Bell, 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 bell. Nope, we're not playing it again. But there we go, chat. There we go. Well done. That was fun. Good bell. Good bell. Nice job. Well done spamming. It's so funny. It's so funny, chat, because at the end of like my analytics, right? I get a fun little thing where it will basically be like, oh, your average chatting, like average per XYZ time, and it's just this constant like up and down, lower like little like lines that go up and down consistently throughout the entirety of stream, and at the very end there's just this straight vertical spike. Bell really isn't a word anymore, and it's so funny. It's so funny. But yeah, with that being said, chat, thank you all today. We got some good practice in on BattleBox Arena. We got some good fun little talk, and we got to just enjoy it. Now then, I'm gonna send you all over to someone else today for stream, and we can all do so. But who do we stream? You know what? I never get to raid into Owen, because Owen's always done before me. So, also, well done on the hype train, chat. Nicely done. As well, just call me a melon, and I love schools. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate it. Slash copy. Slash raid. And there y'all go. Join on the raid chat. You can leave right on after if you need to so much. But thank you all again. Enjoy watching Bannerfall. And remember, chat, as always, abolish your regret. I will see you all next time.